up, everyone? Biker Babe Beth here. I am doing something interesting today. I'm not buying myself a motorcycle. I wish I was, but I get to do something just as fun. I get to test ride one. So my buddy, Dan, he is buying private sale. And so I wanted to take you guys along while I help my friend buy this motorcycle from someone else privately. It is a 1200 Nightster, so another sporty. I believe it is an XL as well, so I'll feel comfortable test riding this. There's quite a few different things I'm gonna look over when I'm helping my friend purchase this motorcycle. I'm just taking you along for this adventure of him purchasing this bike. This is not a how-to video, even though a lot of times it may come across as such where I'm telling you, hey, this is my personal opinion on how to make sure this bike is in good condition to purchase. So a lot of times I'll be like, do this, do that, do this, but these are all my personal opinions on helping my friend out with purchasing this motorcycle. I just want to make sure that he gets a bike that's safe for him. And there's a lot of different things to check over really quick before you, for one, test ride it, and two, purchase the bike. I know he's really excited to see it. I'm excited to see it myself. I have no idea what I'm getting into. I just know that it's a 2009 Harley Davidson Nightster. And I know that I like those bikes a little bit, so I'm just pumped for my buddy to get a motorcycle and start riding with us. So we will be going very soon to look at that bike and test ride it, and he's gonna make the decision if he wants to purchase it or not. It's totally up to him. I know he's excited enough to bring cash in hand, which is a good decision because when I purchased Odessa, I did not bring cash in hand, and I was kind of bummed that I couldn't ride the bike home after looking at her and being like, yes, I want this motorcycle. I had to wait a few days and get the cash from a bank and then meet up with those sellers again. So if you're really interested in the bike, just bring cash in hand so you're ready to do the haggling that you might have to do at the end of a test ride. So yeah, come along with me as we help my friend buy a bike privately from a local seller here in the area. Super pumped to take you guys along. I'm excited he asked me to come along, so let's do it. I also wanted to fill you guys in on my GoPro news. I did ride in the rain at Grits and Glory, and I think I did destroy, no, I do not think, I know I did destroy the audio port area that's open to the elements. I knew that this probably was gonna be a problem after I rode through the rain, but it was just a situation where I couldn't stop. I was gonna just keep going, and the GoPro, it is what it is. I made a sacrificed it to the rain gods. So that footage was sketchy in itself. I'm sure that the GoPro sadly will be needing replaced, meaning no test ride footage. But I'll test ride the Nightster, come back and give you guys the down low of how it went. Hey, what's up guys? So we are on our way to go look at the Nightster. I'm super stoked. My buddy, this is his first bike, so he's super excited too. He brought me and Jeffrey along because this is his first bike. He needs someone to test ride it, aka me, who likes Harleys. And then Jeff gets to ride it home because it has forward controls, and I don't want to ride like 40 minutes with a bike that has forward controls. But just because Jeffrey will think everything is wrong with the Harley, I'm gonna test ride it, make sure it seems good. There's a lot of different things to kind of go through when we get there. I know that you guys have probably bought a bike privately before, but ask the tough questions, get the seller talking about the bike to you a little bit, because if they've owned it its whole lifetime, they're gonna wanna tell you about it. Its servicings, all those different things. There's a lot of little things to go over, so if you get them talking about it, they'll be more likely to tell you those things. Like, have there been any major engine issues? Do we have any oil leaks? Are the fluids good? Then, first and foremost, do your T-CLOCS. And if you're not familiar, guys, are you ready? Jeffrey, do you know what a T-CLOCS is? I'm gonna have to look at my notes.
T-CLOCS.
T-CLOCS. So T, tires and wheels. C, controls and levers. L, lights and batteries. Make sure that all of the electrician is working, the electrical parts. Oh, oil level and primary fluid. So make sure that the brake fluid looks, you know, not disgusting. Same with the oil. The oil levels are right, the brake fluid levels are right, especially before you get on the bike, because if brake fluid levels are really low, it could be sketchy. So, and then C, chassis. Look at the frame, make sure the chassis looks okay. This is when a lot of people will double check that the VIN matches the title, things like that. You guys know the drill. And then the very, very last thing is kickstand. I know this all too well. Make sure the kickstand works, or you may drop somebody's bike that you haven't bought yet. Sorry Birds, Harley Davidson, I love you. Thank you for letting me borrow that motorcycle I dropped that one time. When you test ride it is when you really give the bike your all, go through all of those gears, test the brakes really well. But I'll be doing all that stuff on the test ride, and when I get back from the test ride, I'll let you know how it went. Okay, we're almost there. I'm super excited. Let's test ride a new motorcycle. Well, new to my friend. I mean, it's an 09. It's not new. I think it's got about 11,000 miles on it, so relatively new. Almost there. We are here with the Nightster 1200. It's beautiful. We're gonna look at all the different things, check the oil, check the exhaust, check the pegs. There are forward controls, very nice. There's a few different mods, the key is in it, so we're just gonna go ahead and give it a once over. It looks like a really nice bike right out the gate, so I'm pretty stoked for him. Well kept, in a garage, definitely good sign. Okay, the verdict. This is the perfect beginner bike for Dan. It is a 1200, little big, but I test rode it, went through all the gears, up and down, really gave it up my all on, you know, some 55-mile-an-hour roads, but I went 70, 80 just to get through and really give the bike its all. The only thing that honestly that was a problem is, you know, the mirror just needs tightened up because that was flinging around, but everything else seems great. This is such a perfect beginner bike for Dan. I'm so excited for him. My buddy's gonna start riding with us, and he has the opposite of Odessa, the black Nightster. So the test ride went well. Now me and Jeff get to fight over who's riding it home. I know I said Jeff was gonna because of the forward controls, but those forward controls are really comfortable and I like them, and I think I want them on my Sportster now. So I'm super excited for Dan to be purchasing this new motorcycle. Now we're just gonna fight to see who gets to ride it home. Well, we're going back with the motorcycle. Jeffrey's riding it home. He won rock, paper, scissors. I'm kidding. I told him he could ride it home so he could be convinced to buy a Harley. I hope. That's my hope. We're finishing up. We're heading back. Jeffrey is behind us on the Nightster. I kind of assumed we'd end up heading home with this nice bike, but gotta test ride it, you gotta go through the motions, gotta make sure everything works right. I did notice a little thing that needed to, you know, fix before we hopped on the highway and headed back home with my friend's new bike. A motor mount was a little loose, so I'm glad we tightened that up, make sure we didn't lose any bolts or anything on the way home. You know, last few tips for you guys, if you are buying private, the sale is, it's nerve-wracking, it kind of can be overwhelming, but just some last few things to keep in mind. Make sure when you have that title in hand, it matches the frame's VIN number. That could be something that would cause a big headache or issues if, you know, the title isn't matching the VIN that's actually on the frame. Make sure you ask the person why they're selling. In this case, for my friend, the seller was moving and he was downsizing in space, so he had to sell the bike to free up some space. And if the reason doesn't sound sketchy, like, for example, freeing up some more room in the garage, then most likely it's just a normal deal. They're not trying to scam you or sell you a junk bike. That's the biggest thing. You just want to make sure that, you know, you're buying a decent bike and someone's not scamming you out of money. And in this case, I think my friend got a really good deal on this Nightster. KBV value is probably a little bit more than what he threw down for it. And lucky enough, it was purchasing from someone he worked with, so it made the title transaction and all the different aspects of the annoying stuff with the VME or notary or what have you, title exchanges, that stuff will be real simple for them since they work together. So lucky enough, just when you do purchase a motorcycle, do not forget about all of the documentary parts, because if you forget about that, then you're just basically stealing the bike. Before you leave, I mean, make sure that seller actually signs over the title. If you leave and they haven't signed over the title, you're gonna have to be going back to them. I definitely put that bike through the motions. I know Jeffrey is behind us, and I think it's gonna be a perfect starter bike for my friend. He got lucky that his coworker was selling this bike, because damn, I would have bought it. Shit. I asked him if he would trade me when I pulled in after the test ride, and he said no. So I'm gonna have to stick with my white sporty. That's okay, but this black Nightster looks great. I'm sure you'll see him probably riding with me in the future to some bike nights and stuff. So once again, guys, this is Biker Babe Beth. Thank you so much for coming along with us on this adventure to buy a new bike. Private sale can be a little intimidating, but honestly, if you just go through a few checks and make sure you give the bike a really good once over, go through your T-CLOCS, and don't forget to ride it hard when you test ride it. That's what I did, so it's good. Take your time, talk to them about the bike, go with cash in hand, ready to buy. Haggle. Don't pay full price. Whatever they listed for, haggle with them a little bit. Biggest thing is, go with the intent to really give that bike a good once over. Look for any issues that might be something that will be a problem down the road. But we really need... Me and Jeffrey really got into this bike, looked it over very well, and it seems like a perfect, great beginner bike. So, once again, this is Biker Babe Beth. I'm gonna get out of here. Don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and thanks again for watching. I will catch you all on the next video.